took to the podium, but instead of parables or psalms, Trump transformed the sacred into the slapstick. He spoke about the 2024 election, delivered a rambling liturgy full of grievance and gall, and compared himself to Al Capone.
He said, I had more time under investigation than the legendary Alphonse Capone, or probably anybody else. But I had a lot of good people with me, and most importantly, I had the base with me at a level that it actually became stronger. The one thing I did that was very helpful, I was indicted 5 times. Think of that. Indicted. That wasn't a word that was in my father's looking down, my mother's looking down. That my son's not supposed to be indicted, I think. I got indicted 5 times, impeached 2 times. All bullshit, right? All bull.
To call this an unhinged desecration would be to understate Trump's performance. It was the televangelist creed turned up to 11. Salvation not by grace, but by grievance. Godliness not by humility, but by hubris. Christ supposedly turned water into wine, while Donald Trump, with sleight of hand and word, turns indictments into indulgences. They are sins forgiven, not by repentance, but by applause. Trump is not a man of faith. He's a man of show, a vulgar show. If Christ once threw moneylenders from the temple, Trump would have sold them naming rights and rented out the upper room for campaign donors. The Almighty in the sad revival tent plays second fiddle to the ego of a man who sees every sacred symbol as another campaign prop. Now, I can already hear some of the MAGA apostles. Trump is just being Trump. He has used profanity in public before. And yes, just a few weeks ago in front of live television cameras, Trump lashed out while talking about Israel and Iran.
You know what? We basically have 2 countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have to respond to Iran?
At that time, and again on this day following the profanity-laced faith luncheon, Donald Trump defenders said he was being authentic. But authenticity is no substitute for decency, and the White House is supposed to be hallowed grounds. Once upon a time, it was a place for the careful dance of power and principle and example. Now, it's a burlesque stage for a man who confuses vulgarities with valor and applause lines with absolution. And with Trump, it's a traveling show. Last year, just before the election, Trump used vulgarities to describe former New York Mayor Bill de Blasio at the Al Smith Catholic Charities dinner in front of priests.
I'm surprised that Bill de Blasio was actually able to make it tonight, to be honest. He was a terrible mayor. I don't give a shit if this is comedy or not. He was a terrible mayor.